Welcome to Elton's Retirement Journey and Travel. My name is John, and in this video, we're going to be talking about retirement plan and my most recent meeting with the firm's retirement benefits team. It was not what I expected. I had prepared all my static investments. I had got the overnight settlements of all the equities, and I briefly mentioned, my Social Security and things like that, and how much I was holding non-taxable Roth as well as the pre-retirement accounts. But that was not what this was about. What it was about is the firm's benefits meeting. And I've got some subjects here. Number one, they asked to let HR know 90 days before my supposedly uh, retirement date. That way they can assign a transition manager to help me with leaving the firm and going into retirement. Number two, um, they let me know that benefits will terminate at the end of the month that I plan on retiring. So if I want to come out June 1st, which is I would get my Labor Day weekend holiday, the 30th or the 31st would be my last day. After that, no more benefits. I'm done. Benefits are on me. Um, Number three, the life insurance that they normally provide for you, which is one times your salary, they give you the options and benefit for additional fee to go two times or three times, that ends. As well as number four is the vacation balance accrued at that time in the state of Georgia. Um, they don't have to pay that out. So whatever I don't use, I will lose. So that was number four. And number five is that they will supply the form that is needed for Social Security and Medicare to state that I have had continuous insurance and that I no longer have insurance and that there was no gaps or anything like that where I didn't go without insurance and that I'm in truly no longer employed. That way, there's no penalties for me filing. And that was about it. So it was good to find that out, but I left off one item, the 401k, item number six, and this is very important. The 401k has a 21-day blackout period. And what that means is I have to let 21 days go by before I can move it out of the 401k that's being administered by the firm and move it into my own IRA of choice. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get the ticker symbol or the names of the funds that I have, and I'm going to call up one of my trustees, which could be E-Trade, Fidelity. I'm not going to put it over Charles Schwab because that account it's going to be one that's going to be liquidated as soon as I get into retirement. As I'm planning to bridge, and I'll talk about my actual plans once I'm finished with this brief discussion. Um, so that's very important to let them to be know that I can't get to any of that money if I didn't have other resources to cover me because you'll get a partial check, but your bills are not going to stop. Once you retire, I'll be making moves to try and pay that mortgage off at that time. I probably won't do it before. Maybe I'll get a statement. Maybe I'll find somebody to work with over at my mortgage supplier. But I will be making moves to pay that off as well because it would make it easier for me to bridge, which is what I'm going to talk to about next. So I did a video over at the Retirement Club where I did analysis on the best time for me to take Social Security. And when I looked at the SSA.gov, I found out that uh, if the calculations are exact, which you never know until you retire, I looked at pretty good at 65. At 65, I had enough income with my pension that it would actually replace the income or match what I'm earning from the firm. And that meant that I could continue paying my mortgage and still have enough pocket money to pay Medicare for 2 years until I reached 67. And at 67, I would get a higher amount. Um, I looked at uh, delaying until 70 in the higher amount. And I published this video before the latest status of Social Security came out. And I had factored in a 20% reduction right around the time of 2032 or somewhere around there. But I factor in a 20% reduction. The 20% reduction from 70 will roll me back to what I would already been collecting at 67. Meaning that if I delay collecting Social Security, I would be pulling money out of my investments to bridge. And at some point, there's a potential of it being rolled back to the amount that I would get at 67 by collecting full retirement age. So, make a long story short, file at 67, take your full benefits, the money that you would normally use to bridge, which you had earmarked to get to 70, you're not going to do that anymore. You're going to spend it on yourself while you're healthy. When you get to 70 or 71 or 72, when they roll back, if they have to do the 20% cut, your check will actually be equivalent to what you would get at 65. So in short, and rather than spending $100,000 to bridge from 65 to 70, only to have it roll back by 20%, you're going to take your full Social Security at 67 and you'll get $100,000. You'll have so much money, you don't even have to use the money to pay off your mortgage. That could be play money, but I'm going to pay it off anyway. So for me, I've decided that I would take it at 67, but I want to come out of work at 65 so that I can get moving into enjoying my retirement. The other good news is that I live in the suburbs of Atlanta, in northern Fulton County, in a city called Alpharetta. They approved to build a brand new stadium. It was a unanimous decision. They're going to do the groundbreaking about 3 years. I'll be 67 or 68. They'll open up the new stadium. It's right up the road from me. So that'll be an opportunity for me to work at another stadium and make part-time money. So in retirement, I will still be able to earn income. And then I already have the stadium job downtown, which I'm scheduled to work 3 events in the month of July. So overall, it's looking pretty good for me. So I just want to come on over here and talk about the retirement planning and the meeting with the benefits manager. And just to recap, my benefits end the month in which I decide to retire. At the end of that month, no more benefits. There's a 21-day blackout on the 401k. I cannot do any transfers. I must let it stay there for 21 days and then I can move it. So that means that, better have some other income, which I do. Vacation balance, you're going to have to burn that up or use it or lose it. And someone will be helping me with the transitions. And I'll be going online filing for Medicare only. And again, if you've been following me, you know that I'm looking to pull out whatever the standard deduction is in the final big beautiful bill. That's what's coming out of the retirement account because it will wash. The taxes that are pulled out of my check should be up to date. The only thing that I will wind up paying taxes on is going to be the pension and any of this part-time money that I make, but I'll be tracking that. So I feel very optimistic, and right now I think I got about 20 months to go. I would like to be retired next year, but I have already been without medical coverage and I don't like it, so I've got to stick it out or find something else where I can have some kind of medical coverage and not get stuck with the bills. Some of the lab costs are extremely high when you don't have medical coverage. You might be able to work out a deal with the doctor's office or something or go to urgent care. But once they send that off to LabCorp, they're going to bill you at the full rate. And that's what I'm concerned about. So I actually have to stick it out at least until May, the end of May of 2027. But it looks like I do have a retirement plan, and I just thought I'd come on and share that with you here at Elton's Retirement Journey and Travel. I'm going to put this video together, and I'm going to link my analysis of my retirement, in which I did at one point factor in a 20% cut. And it was published before they released their information about the status of Social Security. I am not going to bridge and spend my investment money to thinking that I'm going to get a bigger check. If they roll that 20% cut, it will be better off to take it at 67, which I'm going to do. And that money, I've got some great vacations. I mean, $15,000 gets me to Antarctica with my own cabin. Um, $10,000, I can take a train from Toronto to Vancouver and go on one of those Alaskan glacier tours. You know, I'm a single, I travel by myself. Um, that's great. I've got my atomic tour where I would take a train ride from Atlanta to New Orleans, stay overnight. The next train comes in from Florida, takes me to El Paso. I can stay overnight, go up to Albuquerque. They got all those museums. I want to go to the Trinity site. And once I'm retired and I got money, I can stay out west as long as I want. So I'm looking forward to my retirement, and getting it started would be great. Um, the Asian fund has it, once the capital gains payout with that technology fund I invested not 6 years ago. It's at 19,000, and the target amount was 20,000, and that was for me to travel to Asia and just stay there and hit all the countries up. That's doable. It is looking really, really good for the retirement. I just gotta hold off for another 20 months, and I'm good to go. And I'll collect my Social Security at 67. I'll get this condo paid off, and it is going to be nothing but fun times. So I encourage you to give me some likes, some comments, and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to link my analysis to this video so you can take a look at that. But the retirement club is not done. I've got a lot more to offer. I like to get up to 100 subscribers. I need about 28 more, and then I can tell you how I'm going to fund this bridging without selling any shares. But I want to have at least 100 before I disclose all my secrets. Anyway, this is John with Elton's Retirement Journey and Travel, talking about the meeting with the benefits team at the firm. Thanks for watching, and see you in another video.